Good afternoon to everybody and happy Thursday. Thanks so much for joining us today. My name is Sandy Elson, and on behalf of the travel professional community and homebasedtravelagent.com, I want to welcome all of you and thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us today. I think you'll be very happy that you did. I'm very pleased that our host today is ARC, and our topic is investing in your business with the Verified Travel Consultant Program. Our speaker is Janine Hankinson, Managing Director, Agency Services for ARC. Janine is responsible for ensuring that ARC's travel agency customers receive optimal services and full value from their participation with ARC. Janine provides strategic direction and leadership to teams providing agency participation services, agency accreditation, agency financial management, agency strategic account executives, and customer care, both in the U.S. and in the Caribbean. And Janine, I think your days must have more than 24 hours in them with all of that. ARC is committed to delivering a world-class customer experience, and Janine is leading this effort with ARC's agency initiatives. Janine brings a wealth of customer relationship experience to her current position. After joining ARC in 1994, she has held numerous leadership positions, driving change throughout the organization. Janine was responsible for the creation and implementation of the company's corporate travel department program. Janine also established and led a team of national account managers and oversaw ARC's PR and marketing programs divisions. Before we get started, please remember that you are all muted, but we welcome your questions. You can type in your questions at any time during this webinar in the right-hand question area you see on your screen. After Janine's presentation, we'll get to as many of your questions as we can. So I'm going to turn the microphone over to Janine so she can get started. I'll be back later with your questions. Welcome, Janine.
Well, I thank you so much, and I'm so happy to be here. It's always a great opportunity to speak with our travel agents. And I wanted to give you an overview today of our VTC program. But what I thought I would do is actually start with a little bit of background on ARC and exactly who we are and some of the products and services we offered, and then move really quickly into the VTC program and what benefits you may be able to benefit from the program itself and the products and services that we offer around the program. So just going quickly a little bit into ARC, for those of you who may not be as familiar with ARC as a whole. We are headquartered in Arlington, Virginia. We do have locations in San Juan, Puerto Rico, as well as Tampa, Florida, and Louisville, Kentucky. In Louisville is where we hold our actual data center. A lot of people think that ARC is bigger than we actually are from an employee perspective. We do have approximately 400 employees, the majority of which are headquartered in Arlington. But the second location, that's our biggest location, is our data center in Louisville. We are an airline-owned company providing a lot of services, but best known for our settlement services and our accreditation functions. We do provide air ticket settlement for all points of sale within the U.S., Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands, as well as the Americas Samoa. From a direction point of view, we do have 11 board members, all carrier board members, 8 of which are actual shareholders of ARC. So you'll see on the slide that's in front of you right now as the representation of who are our actual shareholders and a holistic view of who actually sits on our board of directors. While our board provides us strategic direction, they really look upon ARC senior management to provide the direction of the organization as a whole. Just a little more kind of background, we do have about 15,000 ARC numbers or points of sale, and approximately 200, I think we're about at 207 now, participating airline carriers, both U.S. and global. In 2014, we processed about 146 million transactions, which equated to almost $90 billion. And this year we're on track again. We're processing year-to-date around 133 million transactions, and we have about $77 billion floating through our system. So you can see, we've been teetering between the 80 and 90 billion dollars floating through the ARC settlement process. So just to get your juices flowing and for you to think about a couple things that I'm going to be talking upon, start to think about questions around, Does your agency sell ancillary services? Are you selling shore excursions? Are you helping your customers with passport services? Are you booking car rentals for your customers? Does your agency actually charge a service fee? Do you help your customers and bundle packages together for your clients and charge a fee accordingly, or process those transactions via credit card services? Does your agency book directly with suppliers? Do you go directly to hotels, passports? Do you work directly one-on-one with those suppliers in order to provide that level of service for your customers that you're really looking for? Well, some of these you probably wouldn't typically equate with ARC and our services, but there are definite benefits to ARC participation, not only the ARC number, but the services and products that come along with the participation as a whole. And I want to touch upon those with you today. So when you think of ARC participation, most people think of a standard travel agency participation. But in reality, ARC actually has 3 different types of participation programs. The first being is probably more traditional, what ARC's known best for, is the Accredited Ticketing Agency accreditation. This is the home independent locations that actually issue their own tickets, not book their own tickets, but issue their own tickets. So they are actually issuing the tickets for their client, collecting the funds, and dispersing those funds via ARC to their respective carriers. The second participation model that ARC has is what we call the Corporate Travel Department, or CTDs. These corporations or companies also have ticketing authority, but they're primarily for in-house business travel. So these are the companies, for example, like an IMF or a Boeing, who has an in-house travel department, but they own their ARC number. They have that ARC number, which is exclusive to them, and they process their business transactions under that ARC number. And the third type of program that we have, which is we're going to emphasize today, is what we call the Verified Travel Consultants, or the VTC program. These are individuals or entities without ticketing authority. Now, not to be confused here, this doesn't mean that VTCs don't issue airline tickets. They just don't issue airline tickets directly through ARC. They may be working directly with a supplier to issue those airline tickets. They may be working directly with a host agency to issue those airline tickets. But through the ARC settlement system, they do not have authority to actually sell that ticket and process that ticket through the ARC settlement system. So taking a look a little bit at the ticketing versus the non-ticketing functions. Ticketing agencies can issue a ticket, while non-ticketing agencies cannot. Non-ticketing agencies may book a ticket, like we referenced, but they're not actually selling the ticket. Somebody else is actually issuing the ticket on their behalf. But both of them could book, reserve, sell, arrange segments such as cruises, tours, hotels, cars, all the things that you're providing value add to your customers in the overall process of working with your clients directly. I don't know about you guys, but I tend to be very visual. So I like to have a little bit of a visual representation between ticketing and non-ticketing functions. So this will just show you on the top your traditional ticketing agency, that they not only are booking through the GDS, but they're also using the GDS to issue the ticket and then thereby settling the transactions via ARC to the airlines. The diagram on the bottom is the typical non-ticketing agency. Well, they may be going in and looking at the inventory and actually holding the information for the actual ticketing process, but they're not kind of closing that deal. They're not doing the actual sale ticketing. They're either going directly, as this shows here, to a host agency or another ARC accredited entity, or directly to a supplier for that final sale per se. So when you look at ARC participation just kind of as a whole, to give you an idea what the numbers look like and the individuals or entities that participate in each of the programs, you'll see the large majority of the ARC membership population is accredited ticketing agencies. Again, that kind of teeters between the 13 and 15,000, but it roughly equates to about 88% of our membership population. So those are the entities that are actually fully accredited in providing ticketing services. But our fastest growing program is our VTC program, which equates to about 11% of our membership population, and we are around 1,700 VTCs as of last month. Again, this is one of our fastest growing programs. It definitely ranges in a variety of sizes of entities and individual that participates in the program, from a home-based mom and pop type of location to a full-service travel agency. There's a large variety of models and business model types that participate within the VTC program. But the underlining foundation is all the same. That is that they are not ticketing through ARC, but they do find value in having that ARC participation because of the actual number, as well as the products and services that go along with it. And we'll touch upon those in a second. And then last but not least, the CTD program, just for your information, we have about 150 CTDs, which equates to about 1% of our overall population. So what can you do with each of these participation models? So looking at all three of them, you'll see the accredited ticketing agency and the CTD are very similar from the access and their ability to issue tickets, retain the ARC number. They have access to a product that we'll get into a little bit called ARC Marketplace, as well as the service fee program that we offer to our participants. The main difference you'll see here from a VTC perspective is just the ticketing services. You still have the same ARC number, so there is not a differentiation in the ARC number itself. It's the same ARC number, same 8-digit code. But you also have the ability to work with our service fee programs as well as our ARC Marketplace. The ARC number is very important for many organizations because it is their true ID. It is what identifies the travel agency to the rest of the industry. And we feel that we are the leading travel industry identification number. We not only are recognized in the United States, but we are also recognized globally for not only ticketing of the for the airline tickets, but also as you're booking cars and reserving tours, etc. So what can you actually get with your ARC number? It is a unique ARC number that gives you the ability to work directly with the suppliers, and quite frankly, it allows you to not avoid splitting commissions. All monies come directly from ARC to you. It goes into your bank account. It's sent directly to you for any of the commissions that you earn, the sales that you earn. Now, just to be clear, this does not mean if you become a VTC that you cannot work with a host agency. Many of our VTCs continue to work with host agencies and leverage those relationships as they see fit, depending on the transaction or the sale that they're processing. So there is a myth out there that if you are a VTC that you can no longer work with host agents. And I want to let you know that that is not accurate, and that you still have that flexibility built into the system that you could continue to process under your ARC number, or if it's beneficial to both you and the customer, that you can also use the host agency where you see fit as well. So when you become a VTC, you have access to a toolkit of products and services. One of our most popular products now is the ARC Marketplace, where you have the ability to sell ancillary products and services. Another very popular product that we have is what we call TAF, which is Travel Agency Service Fee Program. There's another version of that called Agent's Choice that I'll reference as well. We do provide a lot of fraud monitoring and fraud guidance. I know we've done some seminars and worked with Joni on some fraud webinars as a whole, because that could be a webinar of its own, but we could touch upon just kind of some of the highlights of the services that come along with your VTC participation. And there's a lot of industry alerts, agency news, and we have a whole group of well-trained travel professionals on our call center that provide excellent customer support when it comes to all of the transactions and products and services that you're using through our system. So kind of going into Arc Marketplace as a whole, these are some of the things, and we'll touch upon what this looks like for you personally, but these are some of the ancillary services that are available through Arc Marketplace. There's shore excursions, there's VIP, cut the line, helicopter tours, airport, lounge passes, car rentals and transfers, and passport services. So from an Arc Marketplace perspective, when you look at tours and activities, we have over 28,000 things to do worldwide. Excuse me, I apologize. That's a lot of opportunity to enhance the travel services that you're providing to your customers. And what's very beneficial for you, not only you're enhancing their travel services, but you're getting commissions directly to you, paid to you on an instantaneous basis, to make sure that there's no delay in the commissions that you've earned in those sales and those transactions. From a cars perspective, we have about 550 car rental suppliers in 175 countries, which also equates to about 25,000 cities and airport locations. And we work with Car Trawler in those car services and providing those services. From a passport and visa services perspective, we have 30 offices in 11 countries with 700 visa and passport specialists. This is something that, as we've done these presentations in the past, is a real eye-opener for a lot of the travel agents, because a lot of the travel agents that I've spoken with have said that they provide these services to their customers, but very rarely get any commission or payment for these services. From a hotels perspective, we have about 180,000 hotels in 156 countries, and there's absolutely no GDSs needed to book. And the other program I want to talk to you a little bit about, and we'll get into, is the affiliate program. I'm going to wait and hold off on that because I'll show you what that looks like, but that's a definite value add for anybody using Marketplace. The affiliate program is very interesting because this is very valuable for somebody who you've already finished the transaction, they're ready to go, but then they've decided they are either in Italy or on their way to Italy, but they decided now they want to skip the line Vatican Pass, or they decided they want a tour of Tuscany. They're able to go onto your website with no interaction from you, and actually book this activity, and you get paid commission directly to your ARC designated bank account without doing anything. So anytime that we've talked directly with the agents, this is something that is extremely valuable to them, because we all know that our customers are going out and doing things kind of as an afterthought or when they're on the road. And this is a great value add for the agency community where you could earn commissions with zero overhead. By simply putting this banner onto your website, your customers will get the same level of customer service that they expect with no interaction, no human interaction from you, and allowing you to earn extra commissions. So everybody always wants to know, I talk about commissions, but so how much am I going to get, right? So when you look at it's broken down by product, so I'm going to kind of talk to each of them for you. From an activities point of view, the flat commission is 6%. From a cars perspective, the flat commission is 5%. From a passport and visa, it's actually 15%, which you can see why, for something that you're already doing for your customers, why wouldn't you want to get that 15% commission? And from a hotel's perspective, through our great relationship with CCRA, they pay up from 8% up based on your relationship with CCRA. Now, the first reaction from agents that we've talked to about this, they say, oh, 6%, I already get more than that. So I want to share with you, if you are a VTC or you are a ticketing accredited agent, you'll see on the bottom here that if your quarterly sales transactions meet these certain thresholds, you are able to earn up to between 1% and 4% more than the percentages listed above. So for instance, If your quarterly sales are greater than 2,100 for activities, you actually will have the ability to earn not the 6%, but you actually have the ability to earn up to 10%. And also the same for the other individual products listed above. So you will see these different thresholds. So there's a definite benefit for being part of the ARC participation programs. However, even if you don't go the VTC direction, I do encourage you to go out and use Marketplace. Why not? Even I've had individuals tell me they go out and just try it for their own trips and their own activities, so that they could go out, check it out, see how it works for you, and earn commission on it. And then hopefully when you join the participation program, you'll not only get those same value-added services, but you'll also get a higher commission rate for those services that you're providing as well. So also within Marketplace, we do have monthly specials, flash sales. There's a lot of communication. As you can see here, these are just some snapshots and examples. We communicate directly with the agents on a regular basis, so they know what's hot, what's new, what's being offered. With our relationship with Viator, they're able to provide us many services and blogs, and we've just launched the new Marketplace platform earlier this year, and it's been just fabulous. It'll provide you not only opportunities to blog and chat with others, but it also provides you the opportunity to drill down into specific cities and learn about what are the top tours and attractions for those specific cities. So there's a lot of education and real-time hot information that you'd be able to provide as a value-added service to your customers. Very easy to get started. You go to www.arcmarketplace.com. There's no login required. If you're an ARC participating agency, you can just start booking today. If you're not an ARC participating agent, that's also not a problem. You simply have to just sign up for an ID. And the ID is so that we can identify you, so that we can ensure that you get proper commissions. And that's pretty much it. So I would suggest that if it looks of interest to you, that you go on, explore it. And as always, if there's anything that you see that you'd like from an enhancement point of view, let us know. Another great service that's offered to our participating agents is what we call the Travel Agency Service Fee Program, or a TAF program. Yes, TAF, the S is silent, that drives us all crazy. But it is called the TAF program, or Agent's Choice. And really, it started off as a service fee program, but what this really has grown into is more of a credit card merchant fee program. And it's really a way for you or any agent who doesn't have a merchant account to be able to process credit card transactions. And I'll go into that a little bit for you. So the overall kind of managed credit card program, it increases your income by charging any professional service fees that you want. As most of you know, service fees have really taken off since the commission cut and continue to grow. The majority of our travel agents do process some sort of service fee for each of the transactions that they provide. Our participating agents can accept credit cards to collect payment for agency fees or any related travel transactions. The only caveat there is we have a $10,000 per transaction cap. So it's not just for service fees anymore. If you need to process a credit card transaction that's travel related, you could process that transaction up to the $10,000 per transaction limit, and we also have actually $25,000 per week limit as well. Transactions are simple. They go through your GDS or online, and I'll show you the online piece in a second. And they're also integrated within your ARC report. So within, if you're a ticketing agent and you're processing your ticketing sales throughout the week, those TAF transactions are right there within your report, so you can easily see what service fees or transactions are being provided with the sales that are occurring. And just honestly, you just try it. Even if you're not an ARC accredited agent, I'm going to show you what's called Agent's Choice. and how you could actually just go online and process a service fee for yourself. So this is a snapshot of Agent's Choice. You do not need a GDS to process these transactions. You could go, it's a web-based credit card tool. We accept Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, UATP, and JCB. Available only to all ARC participants. And so that's exclusive for a participant. Unlike Marketplace, where you don't have to be an ARC participant to take advantage of the product. However, you do have to be an ARC participant to take full advantage of the commission program. Agent's Choice is available to you right now. So even if you don't take advantage of our participation programs and you need a service fee tool, feel free to go on to Agent's Choice and try it out. And remember, it's not just for service fees. If you have something from a credit card that you need to process, you can go ahead and use this with the caveat of the $10,000 per transaction limit. Another great benefit for our participation and VTC participation is we have a very seasoned group of professionals that have worked with the fraud division of multiple sectors of the industry and within the carrier group, within the federal government and law enforcement agencies. And they bring that intel and that education to ARC to make sure that we provide as much insight and education that we can into what we're seeing from a fraud perspective. You'll see here, this is our fraud page on our website. And you'll see on the left-hand side, there's a sign up for fraud alerts. Anybody that's an ARC participant can go in and sign up for these alerts. We don't send it out to just anybody because, quite honestly, we want to make sure the fraudsters aren't getting this information. But we do provide this as a value-add services to all of our agency participants. We provide you information such as if we see something hot going on Memorial Day weekend and there's a new scam in town, we want to make sure that you instantaneously know what's happening so that you don't have to wait over the weekend and make any changes, or alert your frontline agents to ensure that they're not taken advantage of due to what we're seeing. We go ahead and send those alerts to you so you have that information right away. We also have an archive here and resources. We have working groups and webinars. We do a lot around fraud and fraud education as part of your participation program, because we really want to make sure that through participation that the agency channel stays healthy and viable. And quite honestly, if you're not healthy and viable, then ARC isn't in existence or important to the industry at all. So we're here to make sure that we keep the travel agencies strong and that we make sure that the travel agencies are successful so everybody in the travel industry basically wins in the game. So that's kind of my standard presentation, but quite frankly, whatever the agencies need, ARC is here. It doesn't have to be just participation. It doesn't have to be just fraud. A lot of our agents come to us and say, we'll come up with ideas of either a product or service or process change or just a pain point for them in the industry. And we're always here to entertain those questions, help you be successful, explore opportunities and new ways for you to gain additional revenue, stop fraud, anything that's seen as a value add for you to be overall successful in your objectives and your future. So with that said, I will turn it back over and open it up to any questions that you might have.
Okay, thanks so much, Janine. That was fantastic. I want to remind our agents who are attending that if you have a question, now is a good time to ask it. I also want to mention, Janine, that after one of the fraud prevention webinars that ARC hosted for us, I was able to start forwarding a lot of the fraudulent looking emails that I get sent to my travel agency to the address that was given. I think it's an FIFP at arccorp.com. And although I can't do anything about the fraud itself. I'm so happy to have some place to forward these fraudulent emails to, and I always get a response from somebody over there. So I just wanted to let you know I really appreciate it, and I'm happy that we can do something to make you aware of the fraudulent emails that we get. So thank you for that.
That's great. Great to hear. Thank you.
We have one agent who wants to know what the cost is to participate in these various programs that you've been describing.
Sure. The BTC program has a one-time application fee of $105, and that fee is prorated depending on when you apply during the actual year. And then there's an annual fee for the BTC program of $195 a year. So you have the one-time fee of 105 and then an annual fee of 195. For those of you who are interested in the ticketing fee locations, that application fee is actually $2,000, and it has an annual fee of $206 for next year and a per transaction fee of 0.016.
And are there any fees to participate in the ARC Marketplace program?
No, Marketplace is free. So anybody could go on, whether you're a participant or non-participant, and try it out, and there's no cost for that product.
Okay, that's excellent. We're not getting a lot of questions. I think everyone is in stunned silence today. So again, agents, I'll give you another couple of minutes. If you have any questions about anything that Janine has discussed, this would be a good time um, to type in your question. And if you think of a question after the webinar is over, Janine has very graciously put up her contact information, both her phone number and her email address. So do feel free to get in touch with Janine with any questions that may occur to you. Well, we have somebody saying thank you. So I am going to echo that, Janine. Our host today has been ARC. Our speaker has been Janine Hankinson, Managing Director, Agency Services for ARC. Janine, thank you so much. This was really so informative on a lot of different fronts. I appreciate it.
You're more than welcome, and if my contact information is here, if anybody wants to contact me personally and has any questions, whether it's now or in the future, please feel free to do so. We'll be happy to help you.
Great. Thanks so much. And I want to thank everyone for attending today, taking time out of your day to be here. I hope you got as much out of this as I did. I'm going to leave Janine's contact info up on the screen for another few seconds. And in the meantime, I want to say goodbye, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye.